4-game losing streak in 1982. I think that's still the longest streak in Division I history. And then finally, myself and my classmates were looking for meaningful career launching opportunities during the recession of 1982 for the summer. And at that point, it was the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. So my timing was fabulous. Fortunately, I did land a great summer job, and I had a wonderful time in the 3 weeks of summer when Chicago's actually lovely. Despite the circumstances, I've got great memories of my time at Kellogg, teamwork with my absolutely brilliant fellow students, our great faculty, and I gained a wonderful education and foundation, and I feel like I can continually contribute in an always changing workplace. So that's me. I'd love to hear your roast and toast to the greatest MBA program in the world. Or wait, was that the greatest MM program in the world?
Yeah.
Whichever. Yeah. So we put together a few thoughts on M&M. Yeah. So we put together a few thoughts to kick off. This is from our esteemed board here to kick off reminiscing and jog your memories. So would anyone like to, throw out a few memories there about your Kellogg experiences? We'd all love to hear it.
Well, I remember somebody asking me how many golf balls are in the United States, and I said, I'm not going into consulting. I'm going into marketing.
You just cut them right off.
Vera, was that during a job interview, or was that during class, or how?
Yeah, that was class. We were talking about the different, questions, like preparing for consulting interviews, and I remember those questions coming up, and I just said,
oh my God, wow. I guess that's what consultants get highly paid for. So thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna have to Google it, just in case I ever decide to go into consulting.
Well, I remember actually going. I was in sales, so I had a company car, and I got rid of it, so I just rode bikes everywhere. And that first winter, I remember riding to class and realizing that I had slush down a certain area as I was sitting down in class, and not thinking that riding to class was a good idea. I tried to tap into my roommate every month after that.
Wow, that's impressive. You rode a bike in Chicago during the winter.
Well, that's the only way I had to get to class. I had to make sure I took notes. I mean, we used to take notes in class. I don't know, did anyone have to take notes in class, or did you
Yes, we still had those when I was a child, yes, notes.
I just remember, so I don't remember any of these things except for decision sciences, which I hated, but I remember the eating. So Hecky's barbecue and Walker Brothers pancakes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's what I did to pass, because that's where I went for stress. Food.
Wasn't there a line in front of Hecky's all the time?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Hecky's, and Mr. Hecky passed away actually due to COVID.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's sad. Wow. Okay, and you must be referring to the apple pancakes at Walker Brothers. Okay.
The younger people don't remember this for some reason, but they missed it out.
I wonder if Sohail and Derek actually, did you guys actually go to Evanston, or did you go to another school or another campus?
Yeah, I went to both. So the way the program was structured, spent the first year downtown at the law school. Second year, moved up there, went on Quest, and did the first year of business school. And then the third year, I mostly took law classes, so I moved back downtown. Wasn't planning on moving every year, but we just enjoyed, my wife and I, living downtown too much. So, but loved Evanston as well.
That's
Well,
another memory of how long it took to get from Evanston to downtown at 6.
Yeah.
Like when people would be like, "Let's go to happy hour," I'm like, "No thanks." No.
That express bus route that you could take to, or the
Yeah. Find
yeah,
some-
if you got the express line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Elle,
Okay.
were you in Evanston?
Me?
So Elle.
Well,
Oh, I went to Evanston. Yes, you're right.
Hi.
So I used to live in Philadelphia, and I was doing executive MBA. So I was flying Friday night and flying back on Sunday.
Wow, that's commitment. Good for you. Okay.
So Barbara, I was. This is Sean, and my
Hi,
wife
Sean.
and I were newlyweds when we moved to Chicago. We now have a college student, so it's been a few years. And we were, we moved from Austin, Texas, to Chicago. I was doing the evening program, living downtown, and then going to school downtown evening program. And we made it through one semester and or one quarter, and then it was spring quarter, and our friends had come for Christmas. We were all excited, and they got out right in front of this like 29-inch snowstorm, and we're Texans. We're like, oh, great,
Right.
29 inches of snow. The city's going to be shut down. We're going to have a couple extra days to relax for the holidays, and we're watching television, waiting weather reports, waiting, and like expecting all of the massive blizzard snow stops the city, and nothing happened. And I'm like, wait, where's the class closings and Chicago school systems? Nothing closed. And I got on. I like Jeff. I got on my bike, and we biked to the downtown. Like, this is crazy.
Nice.
Well, that reminds me, Sean, of my wife, Ariel, coming from California. And I was, one winter, I had a bachelor party in Tampa. So I was out of town, and we had an off-campus housing. So she parked the car right outside the building in one of the visitor spots, even though we had a covered garage parking. And a blizzard comes in, and she didn't think about 14 inches of snow as being that significant, because she didn't think about it being on top of the car. She's just like, oh, it'll just be about this high, so it won't be a big deal. So I had to come home from a bachelor party and just dig out my car. So she couldn't even just imagine what that meant.
Yeah, I did learn, because I'm from California as well, that like bright, sunny day outside does not equivalent warm.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Yeah, it can be like 30 below and still be bright and sunny outside. It's I mean Washington D.C. gets cold, but that was just a whole new experience, especially with the wind chill factor. So yeah. So anyway, okay. Well, if no more memories, we'll move on to our next section, which is group exorcism of 2020, because next slide, Mark, because when we're talking about this and brainstorming what to do for a happy hour, Michelle said, well, we really do have to talk about what we've gone through in 2020, so we can just put an end to it. And so this is optional, you won't be graded, but I thought it might be a little cathartic for us. And if you want to grab a scrap of paper or some toilet paper and a writing instrument, okay, these are writing instruments. I thought we could collectively recall our toughest experiences from 2020, write them down on the paper, and then at the end of our happy hour, in our team therapy, we're gonna dispose of them however you want. You can stomp on them, you can run over it with your car, you can burn it in your fireplace, flush it down the toilet, and
I better not use the phone.
Not right. So I don't want you to use the phone for this.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone needs to go get some paper, we'll let you go get some paper. You can get a grocery slip, a student loan note, or you can just refresh your drink. So whichever.
Derek probably doesn't. Derek has paper with fine print in it.
Oh, well, that's because he's an attorney. Oh, do you have any clients you don't like, Derek? Then you want to, include them in the exorcism. So I know for me, I just was crushed with like it was I had finally, when I moved to Dallas, I said, oh, I gotta find my tribe, I gotta find my people, you know, and I was finally getting into this wonderful cadence of, you know, evenings at the Dallas Museum of Art, and you know, figuring out that you had to order tickets months in advance for whenever the shows came into town, and they do have wonderful shows here. And I'd signed up for the, like I said, the Dallas Comedy House, which I just absolutely loved. It's located in a historic section of Dallas called Deep Ellum. And it was just this wonderful place, you know, like I signed up initially to take a storytelling class so I could do a better job of presenting to millennials and Gen Z and not sound like a fuddy-duddy old boomer. And whenever I got there, I found that they had all these, you know, wonderful ideas that you had to please take a pledge about diversity, inclusion, respect, and, you know, taking care of the other participants. And I thought, man, you know, all of these wonderful social policies, they like to laugh, and they have a wine bar. Like, this is my tribe. I found them. You know, I'm home, you know. And then after all of the with COVID and some of the other turmoil that we've had in 2020, they finally closed the Dallas Comedy House. So I was absolutely crushed. So I'm writing down. So who knew? Clinique makes writing implements. I am writing down closed Dallas Comedy House on my thing that I'm going to burn in the fireplace later tonight. So, anyone else have a few thoughts on what you'd like to get rid of and what you'd like to banish? And you know, when you do this, let's sort of give it some group think and some group woo-woo. I lived in LA for a while, so let's just hold it that we're all going to get rid of this together, and it's going to have a lot more power doing this with a group. So, anyone else have some thoughts?
Next.
Who'd like to go? So I've got
Bonnie.
Dallas Comedy House.
Nina's got to have one. She used to be the world traveling person in
Yes. Yes, that's right. So my number one that I wrote down while you were speaking, Barbara, I wrote not flying and not being able to see family, specifically my niece and nephew, because they're like, Roland has reached 1. He's now 1 year old. So I lost that whole time in being able to carry him, and it was a bundle, you know. But we did a lot of FaceTime, and what I proposed was my sister and I, my older sister and I. So Roland is the baby of my youngest sister. And so my older sister and I are the aunties that are on TV. And so we said, oh, we're TV personalities to them. And we're actually going to visit them when all of this is behind us. So, like, we're playing it as, like, we're important people on TV.
Oh, brilliant, Nina. Oh,
that
that's
must
great.
be so confusing. But yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No, that's, I get it. That's painful. I mean, they're always precious to have nieces and nephews, but when you're at that little stage when you can just, like, and little pinches and little hugs, trying to do that digitally, that's awful.
Yeah.
It really stinks.
So I can't wait to travel. The other one is traveling to eat. So first it was traveling to see family, then it's traveling to eat.
Okay. Where do you like to travel to eat to? Where's your favorite place?
Well, for sure it's LA and Chicago and New York. And then I guess we've traveled out of the country as well. But specifically, though, my cravings are back in LA, Chicago, even Texas, right? Because I'm here in Virginia right now, and Texas is booming with new food. So.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was really sad to see. It's because I think in 2019, Texas got Bon Appetit Award for top foodie city in America. And when my nephew came to visit me the previous Thanksgiving, and he's vegan, and I was afraid he was going to starve to death. So I was special ordering from Whole Foods, and but then he said, "Oh, don't worry, Aunt. I researched it, and PETA has ranked Dallas as the 7th best city for vegans in America." And I was like, "Well, that'll teach me to stereotype."
Wow.
I was like, "Really?"
That's awesome.
Trinity Groves has a couple restaurants. One that's all about avocados, and then there's another one called V Eats. There's actually a couple of them. Spiral Diner or something like that.
We did go to Spiral Diner, but I've got to check out all about avocados. So that sounds brilliant.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's in Trinity Groves. I forget, like Avo something or other.
Okay.
Nina, when Bonnie moves eventually to Dallas, she's a foodie too. She's crazy.
Awesome. Okay.
She likes the presentation. She likes to show the special arrangement on the plate and everything. She that's her Facebook postings usually.
Hey Jeff, are you saying that I'm getting fat?
No, usually they're like little pieces. Sean and I would like go, that's not a meal. What's so special about that?
She's posting food porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah. Wow. Well, Bonnie, you are really gonna love it here because they have some amazing food here, and
Oh, she knows. She's been here once.
oh, okay. So is it like a job transfer, or what? What are you? You're fleeing Atlanta. I don't think you're fleeing Atlanta now because they're Democrats. I mean, what is your? Are you just job transfer or? Just...
it is. I move every 2-3 years. So.
Oh, okay.
After finishing Kellogg, I went to Dallas, and Atlanta, Houston, back to Atlanta, California, and then now going to be in Dallas. But one thing that I do miss from 2020 is the travel, probably like a lot of you. And so actually, one of my things written down here is I have too many airline credits that I'm reconciling so that I know next time when I buy a ticket, I know how to apply it correctly. So I'm not missing out. So I have that down. So by the time I finish reconciling and using up all the travel credits, things will be great.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I was so excited. I had all my mileage. I've got a lot of mileage on Lufthansa, which has a really great mileage program, and it had looked like they were starting flights out of Austin, and I have I have a sort of niece and a sort of nephew, friends, children's. I've known them since they were embryos, so they count as my niece and nephew. And I was like so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm just gonna go to Austin, visit with the kids, and then hop on a plane and go to Europe, and life's gonna be wonderful. And I've got all these mileage credits. I can give myself these wonderful upgrades. And so now they've canceled their European flights, with Lufthansa. So I was, I'm gonna write down travel too, because I'm a travel junkie. I've been to, if you count the small ones, I've been to 51 different countries, and so this has been a tough year for me. So, like everyone else.
Barbara, I have a true confession. This is Sean. I'm sitting here with you. I don't know if you can see this.
Look at Derek's group.
This is my vintage Kellogg Summer Soiree glass of 2014.
Wow.
And for the parents, it's a whiskey glass. For the kids, it's a orange juice glass or whatever. And I've broken a lot of these, so much so that I think we have to have another soiree so I can refill my cabinets. I'm a little down. And to say that 2020 was actually, I used these quite a lot, maybe more than any other year.
What causes the accidents?
Say that again, Jeff. Sorry.
What causes the accidents?
Well, I don't know. Teenage boys, that'll do it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Wow. Hey, Derek, nice looking group there.
Yeah, now we're down to Andrew.
Hi,
Right.
Andrew.
You wanted to
thanks
know why
for
Sean's
joining
at the
us.
snowy mountains, so.
Where's the baby?
I do need to send you that picture. He was
Good.
here briefly, but.
So Derek, what do you miss? What did you miss from last year?
Well, I mean, I think not to get too depressing, but I think the one thing as far as seeing loved ones, we had our second son born, so my parents still haven't met him. My dad's high risk, and all that. Oh, speaking of, here's the Chunk, the 9-month-old, and Ariel, my wife.
Ariel.
Well, I'm
By
glad
showing
you.
up at this happy hour,
my
you're
parents not
committing
meeting-
to the 2021 soiree, I hear. Is that right?
There's
No.
more. I have nothing better to do.
Right. You're totally free.
Thing going on.
Hey, we got to welcome
Kudos
in
to the
Tom
gay
here.
family.
He's probably got a story or two.
Kudos to the gay family. Actually, there was a time, I think, Ariel, you did show up to the soiree pregnant with one of those kiddos. So
with-
you guys
yeah,
are in. You're
both.
committed.
Twice, yeah.
Both boys
Yeah.
have been there. Pregnant.
Very good. That's the level of commitment that this club is all about.
Exactly.
Hey, Tom, who are you, Tom? You look like you're gardening or something like that. You didn't want to get on. Okay.
Okay. Any other thoughts on what we're gonna, exercise and just like not having our going forward anymore?
I'm going to say goodbye to the 10 pounds I gained in 2020.
Okay.
5 pounds. That's
Okay.
goodbye.
Yeah, that's been a real challenge, trying to stay healthy. Like, oh boy, I mean, how many times can I walk on the Katy Trail? Oh, looks like we've got a little dancing going on there. You see
Yeah.
that in the? Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah. You want to come back and dance? I'm sorry, I didn't get his name. What's our little guy's name?
That doesn't matter. When he starts drinking Derek's drink, might have to intercede with that. He sipped on some of your drinks, Derek.
Oh man. Well, he said earlier, he's like, when I'm older, I want to drink beer and sit on the couch and watch football. So I guess I'm setting a great example.
Wow, great growing up experience.
Yeah.
That
So.
was my 2020 aspiration right there.
Drinking on the couch?
Oh yeah, I was good at it.
Well,
Okay, well, I've been going back to the gym, but I try to go at off hours whenever not so many people are there.
Okay, trading. Please enter your PIN, followed by pound.
That's been a little challenge.
Due to increased call volume, you may experience longer than normal wait times. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. For faster assistance, consider reviewing our comprehensive frequently asked questions located at www.etrade.com/FAQ. You will find answers related to recovering your user ID or password, deposit hold times, taxes, and placing a trade. We appreciate your patience. Please continue to wait for the next available representative. In a few words, please tell me what I can help you with today.
Online user ID.
Okay, login support. Are you calling to reset your password?
No.
you need a
Please
swim
hold while I connect you to a financial services representative.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Because that is,
Your call may be recorded or monitored for quality assurance purposes. You've been selected to participate in a quick survey after your call to help us provide first-class service. To participate, please remain on the line after speaking with a representative. Please continue to hold, and we will get you to the next available representative.
Enrique,
hold, and your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Put out our papers. Yes, we're gonna like burn them burn them, flush them away, put them in the composter, whatever it is, and you got the whole group energy here. So the only thing I thought of, being good students, we could think about the lessons in 2021 for us. So I know for me it was like a lot about noticing experiences that I took for granted. Honestly, I didn't realize how much I'd missed some of my business conferences. Like, I actually liked some of my business conferences, I realized. I really enjoyed seeing the people. I love the hors d'oeuvres and the free wine. And I love the little giveaways. I started, I have one of my nephews in Austin is very large, and so I just would go up to the counters at the Amazon when I attended Amazon Web Services, and I'd say, I'd like an extra large T-shirt, please, and they kind of look at me funny, and I'd say, oh, it's pajamas, and then I'd send it off to my nephew, but. So that was, one of the things that I'm going to appreciate more once I finally get to go to another business conference. And then there's just a number of my coworkers who I just, really enjoy seeing in person. And just, as stereotypical or cliched as it sounds, I'm glad that we're looking at how many people in our world really are essential. Grocery workers, or post office workers, delivery truck drivers, construction crews, and I really hope that we'll all collectively do a wonderful job of appreciating each other more. I mean, it could happen. We could have a wonderful result like that, and I certainly put it on my my resolution list. So.
Or appreciate their alumni club board members.
Yes. No, that is for our next slide. So, our next slide is going to talk about what are our aspirations. I don't know, Mark, our aspirations for 2021. And again, let's hold the thought that whenever you share your aspirations with this group, that it's going to have some extra life and power. And you're going to have whatever aspirations or ideas you share with us now, you're going to have our good wishes and thoughts through 2021. And when we talked about this to prepare for our happy hour, and we're thinking about, well, what should we, really look at putting on our resolutions list, our inspirations list, whatever you want to call it. And our esteemed board here thought that a wonderful way to frame it would be to remember our Kellogg roots and look at the impact that Kellogg had on us. Basically, who's a Kellogg grad, and what about our Kellogg experience could we have as a contribution for moving forward? So I listed a few from when we were brainstorming on the slide, and looking at how those can empower our 2021 aspirations. So I know for me, one of the things that I'm going to continue with my comedy classes and sketch, but I really want to combine. I do some volunteer work with bilingual education, bicultural education for Latinx, and I really want to see how I can bring a little bit more fun and laughter to that. So that's something that I'm really going to do. And I have a wonderful friend who's doing a lot with Dallas CASA and has been doing a lot for homelessness, which is really a growing problem. So I want to see if there's something a little bit more that I can do in those areas. So those are my aspirations, some of my aspirations. And Michelle wants us all to aspire to doing more volunteer work with the Kellogg board. So that's an aspiration, a big aspiration from Michelle. So I've got to put that in as a PSA announcement from Michelle. So she's been doing an incredible job with all this. So I'll open it up. What else would people like to share? Yeah, Jeff, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, at least attend the Kellogg Leadership Symposium. Gotta get
Yes.
sign up for that as soon as possible. Helps with
February
the-
3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yes.
Everyone
Yeah.
on this call is signed up, right?
So Hill is, I know.
Put the, yes. Just go look at
I don't know if Amy's not on
kelloggdfw.org
it
on
yet.
LinkedIn, and you'll see how to sign up right there.
Yeah. So any other thoughts, ideas on what 2021 is going to look like? I know that like Vera and Nina will be doing a lot of eating and traveling. Anything like sometimes it's fun to like set up a goal, you know, like I'm going to try 5 new restaurants, or Bonnie, whenever she gets here, 5 or 10 more restaurants, and even if it's takeout, Bonnie, it would still be a fun aspiration. So
I want to be more of a grown up and actually be like an angel investor. I feel like that's grown up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like
You
that.
know? So
Angelic. If
Isn't
not
it?
grown up.
so yeah, so I want to figure that whole thing out. Like, how do you get in that? You know, how do you like evaluate these small startups? How do you get in there? How do you like network into that? That's kind of my aspiration.
Vera, I have
Well,
a few
that-
friends that you should talk to.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you should talk to. I don't know if Chuck is considering himself an angel investor. He might be bigger than angels. He's more godlike. I don't know.
I did talk to him.
Good,
Archangel,
Yeah.
or
I did talk to Chuck. I want to talk to him some more. Where is Chuck?
I don't know.
Well, the number one thing with angel investing is not to say yes a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy because I don't have that much money. So.
is there any particular sector or cause that you're particularly drawn to, Vera, that would be fun for your investing?
Well,
that you're looking
I
at?
did. Yeah, so
Inspires you?
right now, I am looking at this company that has they're a battery startup, you know, for EV and the military and the trucking. It's a new like battery technology that solves all the issues that are, you know, with the lithium ion. But it's very technical. You know, the guy that started it, he has a PhD in material sciences. So I'm just kind of learning bit by bit, but it sounds pretty, sounds like it could be a game changer. It sounds pretty exciting. So anybody
Wow.
wants to invest, let me know.
Wow, that
Vera,
yeah.
there's a group actually out of Northwestern. It's kind of a portfolio play. You can invest. What is it? The Purple Arch Ventures.
Purple Arches,
Yeah, you should check them out and see what you think there.
Yeah, you guys, I thought I was on a call and you guys were making fun of them.
Not me. They
laughing.
invested in the club. I love them. Putting on my CFO hat. We love Purple Arch Ventures.
Yeah, Chuck, for some
Make
reason,
sure
Chuck
no
doesn't
one's
like them. I don't know why.
Oh, was it?
Life will be starting soon.
Yeah, Chuck's godlike. They're angel-like.
Yeah.
He's in a different echelon.
Okay, I see.
That sounds exciting. Okay. Well, I
calling out Harjo Sachdeva. I see a big H, but I don't see his face, and I haven't heard him talk.
He jumped in there for a second, and then
Okay, good.
he looks the same.
His kids go to our same Taekwondo school, and at this point, they're probably black belts and could, you know.
Oh, so maybe he's wrestling with them right now.
That's true. They're deadly.
But Amy, in case you don't know who Amy is, she used to run our marketing surveys, and she might be signing up for something for us with the symposium this year. Who knows?
Hey, Amy, welcome. Do you have any resolutions, aspirations, inspirations for us that you'd like to share? We're all gonna like send positive vibes and everything. I lived in Southern California for a while, so I'm still doing my positive vibe thing. So, oops.
Must be one of those connection things that.
Yeah, now that is one thing I'm going to be really happy not to deal with. You know, when we're a little more in the clear, is I think that's a catchphrase for 2020 was, can you hear me? Am I on mute? So,
Yeah.
any other
The other big
ideas?
thing that the club does, aside from the symposium, which I am just ecstatic about, it's really looking great. The other kind of flip side of the calendar that we do is the soiree, and I'm, fingers crossed we can do it in person this year, and it's going to be big. It's a lot of people on this call. I think everybody on this call has participated, and looking forward to a summer soiree in person. That would be. Some of that's out of our hands, but some of it's with us. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Does doing
That
the
would be
worm,
wonderful. Yeah.
does doing the worm on the dance floor count as participating?
That is full participation.
Okay.
If you're at the point that you're doing the worm on the dance floor, you are fully participating. Nina.
Jack's the one who put the last great one together. He's just he was the man on that one.
Yes.
No,
He's
it was
on it
great.
again.
Which one?
He's still on the hook. It's the 2020-2021 soiree.
Yeah. I'm afraid it's going to have to be a combo one, right?
That's
Make
right.
up for lost time.
That's right.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, I will be there once I get my vaccine. I'm, going back to rock and roll. So, great.
There he is. I see Harjot. His kids can kick cans off my head and
Oh, dude, you look like you're 20 years younger.
What are you talking about? You're getting gray all over.
Yeah, it looks great
Well,
to me.
it's great to see everybody. Sorry, while I joined the call right at 6, I've just been getting my work calls, so I've been coming in and out. So my
Oh,
apologies.
we could have been on those calls.
Yeah.
Or you just
we
link it.
would have, you could have called us your personal alumni board here. You could have charged some money for us.
I know. I should
Get
have.
it, better, think faster next time. We're expensive, so.
Right.
Well, I don't have I'm not wearing my colors, but I'm drinking of the colors. So.
All right.
Okay, that counts. Definitely.
Well, great to see everybody again now. Sorry, it's just been so busy lately and haven't been.
Are you in Dallas?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Holy jamoly.
I will. Once a little pressure comes off, I will start attending the board meetings and stuff.
Well, that's not acceptable. You are going to be at the virtual one,
Oh yes.
the Kellogg Symposium.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Use it. Hey,
Well,
use it to do. I just spent the day inviting key people to it. It's going to be it's very impressive.
It is. Make sure Darcy comes. We want your better half, and I do mean better, okay?
Well, she's busy with her work these days, so yeah, I'll definitely remind her. She's on our mailing list, so absolutely.
Good.
It's great to see everybody over here.
My resolution, actually, the other thing, Cindy and I did one of these, and my wife and I did one of these. Like, what are the things we missed in 2020 that we're going to eventually get in 2021? And Bonnie, you'll appreciate this. It's Indian buffet. You cannot get a buffet anywhere anymore. I'm dying. I mean, we got some great Indian food around. It's killing me. It's been a year.
You're going to have to give up buffet, I think.
Yeah.
I refuse. I want Indian buffet.
You want a buffet?
We'll come back. Buffet has to come back.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'll show them my vaccine card. We'll have the vaccine
Right.
proven Indian buffet. It'll be great.
Yeah. No, I couldn't find a Diwali celebration this year, which I attended, not one in person. I don't know if there was one, and I just it was very, very restricted, but I really enjoy that, and I'm looking forward to that next year. So I like to, you can get some wonderful food and some fun jewelry, and just have a great time looking at everything. And I really miss that this year. So I'm right there with you and Cindy on the buffet. So I think if nothing else, this year 2020 taught us a bit about appreciating the smaller things, which I always try to do, but sometimes it helps to be whacked over the head with that lesson. So I feel like that's what 2020 was for me. So anyone else like to share some thoughts for 2021? I know as soon as I can go travel and take an international trip, I've been holding at 51 countries for way too long. So I gotta up my numbers. I got so many countries, so little time. So
What are your next couple? Where are you targeting?
The one place in Europe that I haven't been is Greece, and I really haven't hit. I've been to started with some of the like Montenegro, Croatia, which I just love, but I've got to get a little further east there, like Bulgaria, Macedonia. I want to get those parts of Europe as well. So those are some in Europe, and then for Asia, I want to do Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. So those are my next ones. So
Jack, where did you go? You went one of those places, Croatia, on your honeymoon. Where did you guys go?
Yeah, we went Venice, Croatia, and then Greece, so Santorini, Athens, and then London.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, Croatia's absolutely beautiful, and Montenegro was just an amazing surprise. I didn't realize that the Venetians had actually held
yeah.
And so
they held that whole region.
Yeah. And some of the food there was just absolutely amazing. I'd learned about going there. I was attending back when the Smithsonian had lectures. I attended a Smithsonian lecture about Montenegro and having some of the oldest train cars left in Europe, and they were like museum pieces going through these very high mountain areas. So a friend of mine and I who like to do different countries, we decided we had to go see this, and it was just an absolutely amazing little gem of a country. So I said, man, I've been so missing out. So
all right, Nina, have you traveled to all of these countries? Do you have any advice for Barbara?
Yeah.
Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Do you eat any spiders or snakes or whatever what's the delicacy there?
No, I mean I'm like a beginner compared to Barbara. Yeah. No, I aspire to have those same experiences.
I want to be stored away in her luggage. That'll work for me. With you.
I had the one most unusual thing that I've eaten was I was on a work assignment in Thailand, and I was staying with some friends who lived there, and they took me to one of these street restaurants where you have your own. Everyone has their own bottle of scotch that the restaurant keeps for you. And one of the most unusual things I had, and this is going to sound awful, but it was actually amazingly good, was horseshoe crab roe. And it's like this delicate, fragrant kind of caviar, and you would never believe from something as, ugly and sort of primordial, really, as a horseshoe crab, that you would have this absolutely gorgeous thing to eat. But so that was one of the strangest things I've eaten on a trip, Nina. But all those countries are absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to get. I've had friends who traveled through Cambodia who said it's just wonderful, and I got to live in Malaysia for a year, so I did a bit of traveling there. So that was wonderful. So
the Malays didn't rub off on you. You seem very happy.
Oh, well, they were actually, that was...
Nice play.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it did. Well, I was going to say, because they're absolutely lovely people, and I was living and working there in, like, around 1992, and it was, like, just where it was, like, really starting to modernize, but you still just could, if you spoke Bahasa Malay and you dressed modestly, because out in the countryside, it was a larger concentration of the Muslim population, And my friends and I were just absolutely spoiled to death. People were so kind to us. We just, met them barely halfway, and it was just a wonderful, like, cross-cultural experience for me, and I absolutely loved it. So I mean, it's still wonderful. They just gotten much more used to travelers than it was. So
Okay, show of hands. We're talking about all this travel type stuff. Who has been during their Kellogg experience on a gym trip, Global Initiatives and Management trip? Did anybody go on that?
Yeah, I went to China. Did China?
Oh, I went to China. Very good.
Yeah, we went to Ghana.
Ghana. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah.
I went to Indianapolis speed trials. That was more exotic than any of your guys' trips. I guarantee you.
Was it exotic cars or?
Exotic. Well, let me
Exotic things.
Let me tell you about that experience if you want me. I can have a few pictures if you want me to show you those.
Arjun, did you travel? Did you do the gym trip? No.
Yeah, I did. I went to Israel.
Whoa. Well, shalom to that.
Yeah, shalom.
Yeah.
It was a fun trip. It's a beautiful country, both people-wise and the culture-wise. And then we obviously took the historic trip to see Bethlehem and into to the Dead Sea, all those things. It's fantastic, a part of the world. Unfortunate how things are working out over there, but just people are great.
Yeah.
Great technology comes out of there.
Yeah.
Vibrant people. It's just fantastic. I just love it.
One of the tightest Kellogg alumni networks is Israel. They're very, very tight and very active.
Yeah, I remember we had a few professors from Technion when I was at Kellogg who'd come over to teach. So absolutely brilliant people.
Nina, Amy, you guys go on a gym trip? I want to hear.
Let's see, Hong Kong and Toronto.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, really cool. It wasn't as exotic as everyone else's trip, but it was a lot of fun. Lots of food. Jeff, who is that? Who's the puppy?
This is Tumbelina.
Oh.
She's beautiful.
They're trying to suggest that I will take her for a walk.
Wait, what type of dog is she?
She's an English Springer Spaniel.
Oh, a Springer Spaniel.
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Amy, you have to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm being bad. I'm like, multitasking to the extreme. I apologize. So, Jeff, yes, I definitely will sign up for the symposium. So no worries. I'll take care of that.
Oh.
Volunteering in front of everybody to do the survey, like always. So.
Whoa.
Very good, Amy. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure. My pleasure. So, it's been so long since I graduated that I'm not even sure if it was a gym trip or if it was part of a class, but it was definitely interesting. It was right when NAFTA was enacted, and we went to Mexico, and we went to the presidential palace, and
wow.
And again, this was definitely not on the agenda, but we were there when the incident happened with Don Colosio, who was the incumbent and was assassinated. So you've not heard of any Kellogg brochure that I'm aware of, but it was pretty crazy. So yeah.
That sounds like a spy novel. You can't just say that.
And this was obviously pre LinkedIn, pre social media. So one of these days I'll sort of reach out to the folks that went on that trip and just sort of say okay, for the most part it was a pretty calm, except for
junta that went on.
Say it again.
That junta that went on.
That's right. Yeah.
Golly.
Wow. Well, that.
Yeah. So, and you know, yeah, and so yeah. So sorry, I was multitasking a bit for for the stories going on in our own backyard, which are definitely not where we expected to be 20 years after graduation. So I work for KRA. I've been in the news business forever. I'm always the lowest paid person in every Kellogg group. But I got hooked on the news early on in my career. And I'm on the business side, but worked for Dallas Morning News when I first moved to Dallas from Chicago, and have been with KRA for a bit, and have been on a bit of a growth spurt because we launched something called the Texas Newsroom with a bunch of public media stations around Texas.
Wow.
And, so we're in heavy news mode. So excuse me if I look away to my phone occasionally.
So Amy, when is the Texas Tribune going video? Am I dreaming this? Have they already done that?
No, that I think they've been talking about for a long time. Their founder is an excellent fundraiser. So I'm sure in all of these current news cycles, he's hitting the ground running to grow that. They're expanding like crazy. So yeah,
and a Northwestern connection there, right?
Yeah, and again, it's just one of the particulars of the news business that the more the world's on fire, the more money we get. So kind of weird, but that's how it goes. You take the money, and then you ride it out when you've only got sunny things to report, which I hope for soon.
Yeah. Well,
hey, if you have any suggestions for hosting our symposium to help drive awareness, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. We'll give you
Well, she sounds like Amy would recommend that we would drive some kind of controversy or something.
That's right.
Disrupt something or
a rumble between me and Jeff.
Right, have some kind of tragedy.
Oh no! That's so 2020. What's going to make it now is when we have a really happy event. So listen, I know we're up on our 7 p.m. time, so I want to respect everyone's time, but just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us, and just please be with us this year. We've got some. This was my closing pitch. Jeff and Michelle was going to add that about the. See, it's right here written down. I was going to say we've got some wonderful activities planned for 2021, starting with our 15th annual Kellogg Leadership Symposium on February 3rd through 5th. So we hope to see you there and throughout the year. And just best wishes for an inspired 2021. And thank you for, this was really fun for me to have a chance to do. So appreciate it.
Barbara.
Great job.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Barbara.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Take care of yourselves.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Bye-bye.
everyone.